What's up, beautiful people? This is episode 2 of the Black History series, and it's all about the music. We're going to talk about a bunch of it, and it's deeper than rap. My2Centz coming at you. Let's go.
I'm good, I just be up in my thoughts, say, yeah. Don't feel sorry for me. No pity parties for me. New pins, new Ferraris for me. For the list of my regrets, no more sorries for me.
Man. Yeah, I forgot that part, didn't I?
You missed the staple,
I missed it. I missed the staple.
Don't ever miss the staple.
But we're back. Episode 4. We're on number 4 right now.
Yeah.
Episode 4. My2Centz with Cameron Kirkler. Glad to have you back. We're talking about the music today. And like I said, it's deeper than rap. Shout out to Rick Ross for that joint. But we're going to get into all of it today. But I can't go without mentioning my people. Sid to my right.
What up? Hello, world. Hello, man.
Are you going to quote Lil Wayne right now?
No, I didn't mean to, but okay, whatever.
You did. I'm so proud of you.
Oh,
and then we got my boy Chris to the left.
Hey,
We back. And we back. That's Chance.
And we
Oh,
back.
I was.
And we
You know
back.
who I was
And we
thinking
back.
when
Who
you
you
said
thinking?
it? Sean H. I was thinking about Mace.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. You know, it's the music episode, so I think we're gonna have a bunch of music references
Oh
in this
my
one.
God.
Oh man.
We're gonna be so terrible.
But yeah, I mean, I'm glad.
Gonna be bad.
Black History Month continues.
Yes.
Definitely continues. Shout out to everyone. You know what? Make Black History every day. I don't need a month.
Come on.
That boy
Every
said
day.
month. He said month.
With an F.
That's that Kanye. He said month.
If you're going to give us a month, though, we could get some discounts. I'm just saying, you know.
They
Could get some
should.
discounts.
What
If
kind
we
of
gonna
dis-
get-
Let's get to it. Legislation. We should actually start lobbying with these folks.
Can I tell y'all a story? So look, I purchased. Take that lie back because I know I'm gonna be corrected later. Ashley purchased support Black College hoodies on Thanksgiving.
Nice.
Okay.
Y'all ain't seen me with a
No,
support
no,
Black
no,
College
no,
hoodie because it ain't came.
Oh,
has.
no, friend.
We got an email that said we
Right.
got your order. I don't
that's
want to. The bad part is,
So wait,
You can't do that.
so
Don't do that.
2K got hoodies.
you said Thanksgiving.
That's all I was thinking
Thanksgiving.
about. I
Right,
thought that was the
Thanksgiving.
point.
It's February.
I thought that was the point. I thought I was
Who's in charge here?
congratulating that.
Who's in charge here? We need to
Apparently,
call somebody. Like, what's up?
apparently, they sit up here. I mean,
That be the problem.
they giving away hoodies for free on 2K. I got every one of them on 2K. Matter of fact, the hoodie I ordered is on damn 2K. Like,
But you
Wait,
can't get it in
I
real
can't
life.
get it in real life. But anyway, man, let's get into the
That's
show.
hilarious.
That's crazy.
I was all the way left with that.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
let's get into it. Let's get into it. Going in. First topic is first thing is normal. What's the 411? The news. Tell me y'all saw Chloe.
No, I did not.
Chris,
see
did you
it.
happen to see Chloe?
I did.
Why did Chloe feel like it was necessary to use a black emoji?
Why?
I like
How
child.
does she think it's okay to keep dating? Never mind.
Stop
Leave alone.
it.
Leave it alone.
I mean, but the fact of the matter that I mean, it was just a random post, but you just decided that you had color in your skin.
I need to. You know what? I need to look at that.
I need you to look at it. I mean,
While y'all talking, I need
She
to
can
find
go
this.
get color put in her skin tomorrow. So if she want to use black emoji, look, her baby daddy black,
Stop it! Stop it!
her daughter
Stop
mixed.
it!
Let me tell you what's funny.
Stop it! You
Let me
know
tell you
what?
what's funny.
Black friends.
I blame her father. She has daddy issues, and I don't mean that. I don't mean to be messed up about
Look.
that, but at the same time, she did help OJ.
Look.
Her daddy did help OJ.
Look, let me
she
tell you
got
what's funny.
problems.
And what's funny is, as I'm looking in the comments, it's not really
Did
no
she
comments.
get rid of her stuff?
Because I saw it on Twitter.
It was on Twitter.
It was on Twitter. But what's funny is,
Because I'm trying.
like the retweet, somebody said, well, maybe Truth has her phone. You know, like her daughter has a phone. And then someone said, why she use Jordan emoji? And I was like, y'all petty.
They
Like,
bad.
people just petty. But I don't know. I mean,
I can't find it, and I'm not gonna look at it. But right now,
I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna show it to you
Black
after the
Twitter,
fact.
killing it.
Uh,
Black
yeah,
Twitter.
pretty usual. But I mean, I'm gonna show it to you after, so because I had no idea why she was trending, but sure enough, that was
Oh,
fire.
Took with some
but she
black
has a best
emojis.
friend, the Malika girl, from what I'm seeing.
Oh, they best friends again?
Oh, they were mad at each other.
I don't know. I don't keep.
That's
up
right,
with
because she.
I don't
knew,
keep up with the
she
Kardashians.
knew. I'm gonna have to figure that out because I think she did know about that whole cheating stuff that went on, and that's why she was mad about it. Okay.
Anyway, that
ain't
we're
got nothing to
not
do with
finna
me.
talk about these Kardashians.
That was too much time.
Yeah, that was way too much time to talk about them damn Kardashians.
They got a whole segment.
Speaking of Kardashians, Kanye, is he a Kardashian now? No.
He almost out. He working on his way out. What you mean?
That nigga had to find
He working on his. He working on his exit plans. Come on, now.
That man did what every black man do. They find God and get out of that.
He working on his exit plan. Look.
Listen. Okay,
We
so
gotta move
look,
on.
we're gonna move on.
We
We're gonna
gotta
move on. With this being all about the music and it's deeper than rap.
Yeah.
But anytime you do anything that's music related and we
Y'all
talk
gotta be
about
trying.
it being Black history and we talk about this Black community, we gotta go ahead and say, I'm gonna put this pressure on you. Even though I already put the pressure on you. Let's go to Chris first. Chris,
Yeah.
what is your top 5? I ain't even gotta clarify what top 5 is because if you know anything about the culture, when people ask you what your top 5 is, we talking about rappers.
Top
We talking
five,
about
man,
the
top
MCs. So let me take Chris.
This says a lot about a person.
It says
This
a lot.
says
It says a lot about a person.
person.
So we got graphics. We got to make sure we had graphics.
Yeah, 'cause I forgot.
Those of you who are watching, Chris' top 5 is up here right now.
Respectfully.
Chris, go ahead and tell us who your top 5 is.
Respectfully, my top 5. Jay-Z.
Love it.
Obviously, he's got to be first. For obvious
Love it.
reasons, I don't have to go down the list. Secondly, it's going to be Drake. And I know a lot of people are going to have a problem with that, so we're going to move along to number 3. Number 3 is Pac, because he has a special place in my heart, and I hope he does yours too. Number 4, K-Dot, Kendrick Lamar. One of the greatest of all time. And number 5, J. Cole. Notice, it's a lot of people that's not in my top 5 that would be in yours, but that's why it's Chris's top 5.
Because you're a
Not
misfit.
yours.
He's a misfit.
You know what? The only issue, because I feel like we got to talk about it. The only issue I have with your top 5 is that Jermaine's not higher. You know how I feel about Jermaine.
He can't be over Cole.
He's supposed.
Wait,
he can't be
Jermaine-
over. He can't be over Kendrick
Why?
because Kendrick has a special place for me. For me, this is
I
my top
understand.
5.
I understand.
There's songs that Kendrick made. That
You
just
must
touched
relate
me
to
in
the
a different
title.
way.
You know what? There was a
You must
track.
relate to
And
that
I- and
title,
I'm-
To
and
Pimp a
I'm-
Butterfly.
And
He
I'm
must
slightly.
like- he
I'm
must
also.
like that.
I'm also a little biased to the West Coast. Also,
This is true. Okay.
So-
I mean,
Okay.
so
So,
you
yeah, there's
actually
that
had a
too.
track that you recorded. It was called like 3-something a.m. It was back on the little tape you did called what's the name of them pencils?
Number 2 pencils?
Taekwondo.
Oh, man.
Oh, the
Bro, you
I
TNT.
took you
taking
back.
me
I took you back, bro. I swear you
Taking
was,
me
it was like
back.
what 2021. No,
Yeah.
it's not available anywhere. Don't even pay attention.
You'll never find it.
Yeah, you'll never find it.
It
I
might
was
be
just
on my
trying to get
computer
to
though,
the
somewhere.
screen where I could see where we were.
I got you. But he
That means
But-
you a real fan if you
I
like,
look,
know
man.
this.
I
That's what's
support
up.
my
I
guys,
appreciate
man.
that.
I support my guys, but it was to a Kendrick beat. I had no idea it was a Kendrick beat until I went back and
Really?
started listening to some Kendrick stuff, and I was like, "Oh, I heard this beat. Kendrick rapping over the Misfit beat."
Oh, look at you. Look at you. Look at you. Okay, Kendrick. Track stealer.
Track stealer,
Track stealer?
stealing from my boy, you know. But okay, all right.
That's
know what?
loyalty.
You know what?
Loyalty,
That
loyalty,
is.
loyalty.
Great use, quality. You know what?
Man, that's
So let's
2010,
move in.
2011 stuff right there.
Let's move into. Let's go my top 5.
Yeah.
All right, let's go my top 5. We're going to go ahead and get it. Now, listen, notice it says subject to change because my top 5 changes depending on what I listen to this week.
Well, how you get? Okay.
You're one to talk. Obviously, top 5 rappers, number 1 is Jay-Z. That is thanks to Nie. I just want y'all
Hello.
to thank Nie for that because when we met, I actually became a Jay fan.
That's good stuff.
We
That's good
met
stuff.
around the Blueprint 3, which has my favorite Jay song, which makes me a Jay fan. I've been a Jay fan since, honestly. I even went to the Samsung S4.
You did.
I went to
Because
the
I
S4.
remember you rubbing that in my face.
I went to the S4, and then because Jay released
Magna
Magna
Carta.
Carta early, a month early,
Yeah.
and I mean, well, a
Because
week early.
I came to the crib. We was watching the NBA Finals.
Correct.
Yeah, we watched
Correct. But Jay, number 2, Kanye West. I don't care how y'all feel about him. Kanye's place in music is solidified.
Yeah.
You can argue with your mama. I don't care. Kanye's there. Number 3, Jermaine, Lamar, Cole. Cole has passed Lil Wayne, unfortunately. Lil Wayne used to be number one for me, y'all. And I mean, it's the fact that he took a lot of time off.
A fall from grace.
No, he ain't fall from grace. He got held up by Birdman. Them.
That is a fact.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
you know,
He got
because if
rusty.
Carter 5 had a drop 5 years ago, we were supposed to.
We
It would have
having
been a
different
little bit different.
conversation.
It would have been a little bit different.
Yeah.
True.
But most definitely, Lil Wayne, and number 5, that boy My2Centz. Common, that's my guy. I gotta shout out my homie that we used to work with at Best Buy for putting me on.
D Banks.
D Banks put me on.
I can't remember his rap name either.
He did have a rap.
Because he was dropping some
Yeah,
bombs too.
Logic. I think it was Logic before Logic.
Like the white boy.
This is before Logic, though.
I think so. Look, I don't want to say
I like
that's his name.
Flexecution though. I do like Flexecution.
Who's Flexecution?
Logic, the other one,
Oh, okay.
the mixed
other
one.
Logic.
Got you.
Yeah,
got
the
you.
mixed one.
Got you. Okay. So see it. We're gonna talk about your top 5.
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it.
Let's go ahead and get that.
do
She
that.
has commitment issues, y'all.
Because Cam decided to not put my subject to change for my reasons.
I just put
But he just
scared of
because I
commitment.
said scared of commitment, I was like, it changed too much. But anyway,
Mine changed. Everybody's changes.
so as you all can see, Hove is number 1, which is Sean Carter, Jay-Z. Outkast, because I love both of them individually, and that's just what that is. Ludacris
Luda is probably
is the
number 7
man.
for
Chris
me.
Lover.
He's number 6 or 7 for me.
I fell in
go
love
between
with
him and-
Ludacris because
him
I
and
had
Jada.
these moments. Jada Kiss?
I go between him and Jada.
I can't. Wow, that would be an interesting versus, but I don't know. I don't think so.
Nah,
Luda
Luda
will
killed
wash
him.
him. He can wash him.
Y'all childish. MC Light,
him.
and of course,
You look like MC Light.
calm down. That's what the old men tell me. Don't do that. It be the old men tell me I look like MC Light, and the people born after 1998 tell me I look like Dej Loaf.
I see the days.
Oh my God, people, let's
Try
calm down.
me.
I see
Try
it.
me.
First of all,
I see
relax.
it.
Okay.
Everybody relax.
I'm
days.
relaxing. I'm relaxing. I'm
Days.
relaxing.
Okay.
I'm relaxing.
Y'all felt that one a little bit more than the first one. I'm a little upset.
Well,
Let's be
that's-
clear.
You know, there's a recency bias. Like
Yeah.
I saw Dej Loaf yesterday. I haven't seen MC Light.
And yeah. And number 5 on your list was Kanye
Wow.
West. Kanye West.
Yeah, because he's the bomb.
Kanye.
Kanye came at a really good time because I heard Kanye rapping on the Blueprint 2 for a song called The Bounce that Timberland produced.
I didn't listen to the Blueprint 2.
The Blueprint 2
The Blueprint 2 is slept on.
is
I
really
didn't,
slept
I didn't
on.
listen to it till after
yeah.
after Kanye was out. So I didn't,
But that was how I found out
I
who
wasn't a Jay
Kanye
fan.
really was. That's how I found out all of the other stuff. But we'll get into that another
Okay.
time.
All right. So I gotta ask because we definitely dropped the top 5. So I have to ask because obviously this is deeper than rap.
Mm-hmm.
My 2 cents on black music, emphasis on black music. It was Bruno Mars who said every genre stems from black music, so everything is black music.
Spoken like the cultural appropriator.
Oh, stop it. But anyway, let's say, so Sid, how did your love for music begin?
Oh, like everybody else's should have.
How, when,
Family.
where, to what extent?
In the womb, I suppose. I mean, I'm not sure which record I was conceived to, but I have an idea.
Oh, wow. My mama told me Luther, and I didn't want to hear that.
That's hilarious. Big Luther or Little Luther?
Whichever one was going in '89.
Hey.
Or actually, it would have been '88 because I'm a March baby, so I would have been conceived in '88.
Yeah, but no, my family. My grandmother played the piano. My oldest aunt played the piano, all of that stuff. So my mom played the alto saxophone, and then I played in the marching band and all that stuff. So my whole family sings or something. So
music is in your blood, like the folks would say,
yeah,
like old folks would say.
like it really is. So I'm
feel.
appreciative of it.
I feel.
I really am appreciative of it.
I mean, so.
Oh, my mom don't like to let it go. She toured Europe. She
Oh.
likes to always tell people
Oh,
she did that.
Okay,
When she-
Charlotte.
when-
All right.
That's my cool mother.
Fancy. Hashtag my cool mother.
Yeah.
I think for me, my love for music began. I say, obviously, we used to watch TV. We watched Barney and stuff, and you had songs on there. But I think the first song that really attracted me, and I knew all the words, and I used to sing, for lack of a better word, the shit out of this song. was Tevin Campbell. Tell me what you want me to do, y'all. I used to sing this. We had it on tape, and I used to listen to this track. We had cassette tape, and like my brother Chad used to have this boom box, and I'm telling you, I used to play, for lack of a better word, the shit out of this tape.
Well, like you could hear it.
I mean, I love Tevin. Like, I love Tevin Campbell, and I used to just jam. Tell me what you want to do. I mean, I used to be able to hit the notes until my freshman year, sophomore year in high school. Then I couldn't sing no more. I was in varsity choir as a freshman.
Oh my God!
I used to be able to hit the notes, and then I think I started using my powers for evil, and the Lord was like, "Back it up, young man. I'm gonna take that from you. I'm gonna take. You don't want to sing in church on Sunday, but you want to, So he took it. He took it away. But ironically, now when I be singing, the only songs that really sound good is when I sing like a gospel song.
You want to give us something?
No, I'm good.
Sure.
I'm good. I just be up in my thoughts.
That's misfit. You can't quote. You can't give me nothing like Jerome. All right, cool.
Yeah, Wallet. But no, I think that's when my music. I really fell in love with music was Tevin Campbell.
So you fainted like Ashley did on Fresh Prince?
No, I ain't doing nothing like that because but I think that I want to say that came out in like '93. And I would have been 4, and I knew all the words to that joint.
Tevin had a hit.
Tevin had 2 amazing albums, and then I think
that's it.
Yeah, that was
it.
No, the Goofy movie.
Oh yeah, the
you
song
can't
that
forget
Mack
the power
did.
line. You can't forget the power line.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was definitely a joint. But Chris, when did your love for music begin?
So for me, mine is a little different. So like my love for music began kind of like riding around with my dad, and we would listen to Nigerian music, and he would blast it at like the top of his speaker. So we riding through the city of Houston.
But he had no system, huh?
He didn't have a system. He didn't have a system. He had no
Why
system. And he had cassette tapes. This is early 90s. So he's got cassette tape, turned volume all the way up, riding through the city of Houston, listening to words that I do not understand. But one day a song got caught in my head, and it just stuck with me. And then from there, I think I just started listening to more and more music. And then I found rap, and I'm like, oh, I'm home. Like, this is me. This is where I need to be. And
I'm home already.
I'm home. I'm already home.
That's a good one.
That's my boy Hov.
And the rest was history.
That's the song that made me a Hov fan.
Already home?
That's the song that made
really
me.
Good.
It's the song that made because let's.
That's interesting.
Let's table it. I'll come back. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna tell you the story. I'll come back and tell you the story. Yeah,
only because it's so late in the game.
But I'm gonna tell you the story.
That makes it good.
Already home is Blueprint 3.
I'm gonna tell you the story.
And on that same album, though, what made me a J. Cole fan was
Star Is Born.
A Star Is Born because of him.
Ooh, that's one of the best verses.
It made me a Jermaine Cole fan. But there we go.
Who would you credit? Who would you credit to say was like your biggest influence in music? Like who and like somebody who put you on the music essentially? Who was the person who kind of introduced you to that music? I mean, for me. It was really it was my older brother Chad. Shout out to that boy Chad. Because Chad would listen to all the, he had the Tevins, he had the Mary J joint was for one. He had that on tape. He had everything on tape. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds like a Get the Draws mix.
I mean, but we was young. We wasn't getting like we wasn't getting draws. Like I mean,
we weren't.
but no, he had, and then my dad actually, because every time he would take me to school, we would listen to. If you're from Lufkin, you gotta know 99.3 Good Time Oldies.
Oh,
and so we would listen to sitting at dock of the bay. We would jam all this. That used to be my joints, and like that we would listen to Sam Cooke. Like so, a lot of the old school. My love for old school music came from my dad really driving. And then BT used to have them what you call them things like the Body and Soul albums.
Oh yeah,
we had every single one of them. So like the old school aspect came from my dad, but just my love for hip hop came from my brother. He bought me Red Light District, the Luda album. He bought me the Carter 2 Lil Wayne, which made me a Lil Wayne fan.
Hey.
He put me on Stevie Wonder, y'all. And I mean, I never knew how deep Stevie's lyrics was.
Stevie,
like is it bad to say it takes somebody who can't see to write the stuff that he writes?
Oh no, you can say that
because
Ray did the same thing.
Ray too.
Yeah, because the way they use words and describe things, obviously they can't see the world, and it was incredible though, you know.
Right.
So Stevie's lyricism in his lane, you know, obviously it's not rap, but in his lane, his lyricism, the way that he would explain things, was amazing. So no, I would credit my dad. I would credit my older brother Chad, and then the person who turned me on to Lil Wayne was my homeboy Lynn from Luffy. Shout out Lynn. You better be watching because like you be sharing everything. You better be watching this. So
he do share everything.
He do share everything. So I'm gonna shout out to you.
Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
Beautiful family.
Really
got a beautiful family.
Yeah, he does. What made me a Lil Wayne fan is we were in college and he hit me on a track. And what Wayne said, hit him with the Glock, put him in a coma. Now what that boy got? Glaucoma. And I was like, my God. Rewind it.
Okay.
What did he say?
Yeah.
But
was that on the prefix or something?
That was on something. It was on the tape.
Probably a mixtape. I'm sure it was a mixtape.
I mean,
it was.
He's not that great anymore.
I'm not dealing with you today.
Edit that out, Mike.
So edit that. We're not gonna fool with her.
Disrespect.
First she attacked Bruno, now she attacking Wayne.
I'm not attacking people.
Do you want to get replaced?
No, I don't. I'd appreciate it if I'd be okay.
Look, ladies, let me know if you want to be my replacement, girl.
That's what we doing.
That's a Drake.
That's what we doing.
That was a good one.
I like that. I like that.
But anyway,
I'm already home.
You might not be. I'm joking.
Every day a star is born.
You know.
Well, I be. So we just go.
You know what?
We can do this all day.
I see.
I'm so ambitious.
Okay.
But no, my dad tells me that he tells me I'm more of the funkadelic era of music.
That's really good.
Bootsy Collins, Kool and the Gang, those guys. You know, that like my dad tells me, because I mean, you know, I listen to music, especially when I'm with them. I'll put on some old school.
Oh yeah.
I actually got I got a playlist on Apple Music. If y'all follow me, call it 76 to 85 all the way live. And so we kind of go through 76 to 85 just music.
I gotta check that out
for that 10 year. And I'm telling you, it's if you're on a road trip, just press play.
I'm intrigued.
Okay.
The number one, the first track is Outstanding by the Gap Band.
You played that at the Fight Boy, yeah?
I did. Okay. I think the first one is Outstanding, and it ends with All the Way Live. Obviously, that's what names the playlist. But everything in the middle, just great music.
Link me.
I'll definitely do that.
All the Way Live by Coolio? No. Oh, because I was confused. 85. Oh, you did say the year. I'm sorry. My brain. Don't worry about
you're tripping.
I was like, wait, All the Way Live?
But no, All the Way Live from the Eddie movie. Eddie, All the Way Live.
Yeah,
that joint.
I love Eddie though.
Yeah.
But Coolio sampled that.
He did.
That's the only reason why I thought about it.
He also sampled that Stevie, Pastime's Paradise.
That's the only reason why I thought about it. I'm sorry.
But no, what era would you say, Sydney, what era would you say you were attracted to, aside from hip-hop? Obviously, hip-hop is our genre in our era. I
probably would say I wouldn't even say the same years, but probably between 80, probably the years I was born, 83 to at least 93. Well, I was born in 84, but probably around that time frame. I think that was my block, because I think a lot of people started getting into their bag then. Yeah. They were realizing they had bad contracts, so they started writing their own stuff and getting into that. So I think that was probably about my little 10 years.
I got you. Like, what era, Chris, I know this is a hard question for you. What era would you say you were attracted to outside of hip-hop?
Outside of hip-hop, for me, it would be two. The first one would probably be like gospel music, because I used to listen to a ton of church music growing up. I was even in the church choir, so that was something that was pretty big in my life. Right. The second one would be 2000s R&B.
Yeah.
The reason why is because that was a little phase for me where you got to understand, I'm born in 1990. So
his 2000s.
So by 2000s.
His 2000s.
By the 2000s, I'm starting to get a little hair on my chin. I'm starting to feel myself a little bit. I'm starting to understand what these songs mean just a little bit. So for me, 2000s
Understanding what
R&B
Immature was talking
was
about.
big. Was big.
You know what? It wasn't. You know a song that came out in 2000s R&B. But look, I got no. It's a quick thing, but it's So Sick by Neo.
Ooh.
I didn't understand
That
that
album,
until
period.
college. I didn't understand that until like 7 years after the song came out. When I went through a breakup, and the fact that he's saying, so sick of love songs, but why can't I turn off the radio? Because you need the music, guy.
So,
That's
which is a fact.
Fun fact, in my own words, Neo,
that is a really good album.
That was probably the first album that I listened to that it actually started to tug on my emotions a little bit.
What?
Yes.
Oh,
Because I think it came out in
It was
05.
It was 05.
So I'm 14.
Yeah.
that would make
Yeah,
sense.
you know?
that was a deep joint.
Yeah, yeah.
That came. Matter of fact, I bought Neo same time I bought.
I didn't buy.
I bought Neo
That was
same
when
time I
Napster
bought.
was big.
I think I
LimeWire,
bought.
LimeWire,
I
Napster.
bought. I just gotta
Yes,
make
sir.
it. I just gotta make it. That
Trey Songz first album?
Yeah.
I
That
bought
was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
That was one of
to
my
this day,
favorite
that's
albums.
one of my
I
favorites.
think that and Last and Trey Day are probably his two best
Yeah,
albums.
yeah.
People,
See, that's why we cool.
but
That stuff right
but
there.
the thing is, people credit Ready as his best album. That's because he was
He was
I mean,
commercialized.
He was commercialized. He went into he talking about sex and things of that sort.
But
But
Ready
if
was-
you
And
want
he
to talk
wasn't
about
even a sexy guy at the time. First of all, you
No.
looked like T.I. at the time.
he-
Let's be clear.
he became a sex
Nah,
symbol.
y'all was going crazy.
Yeah,
when
he
Ready
came-
I
came
know.
out.
I was not.
Sophomore
I was
year in
never. He
college
had the
for
braids.
me.
I was never attracted to people
But he cut
with
the braids
braids.
off for Ready.
And he cut the braids off
off.
already. So then you looked at him different. But
Yeah.
I saw him at the Blueprint 3 tour. So I walked in.
He was on tour.
He was on the tour. He came out before Jeezy.
Dang, I should have went to that
Oh.
one.
Yeah,
I
he was-
should-
yeah.
That was a dope
That's
concert.
history.
Yeah,
right
that was a
there.
really
That's
good. That was a good.
Look,
that was a good concert.
There's not a Jay-Z tour that this child has missed.
Really?
She's not.
The only one I did miss was the ones that he's been doing with his wife. Because at the time,
Oh, it's hard to get
the
into.
the Carters didn't
Yeah.
come out at the time
Uh-huh.
when they came back the second time. So by the time I was deciding to go, the album had dropped. I was like, well, shit, I thought they wasn't gonna be doing nothing. They was gonna be doing all this other stuff.
Right.
And the bank had just, I ain't had no loot.
Nah.
So couldn't
Got
go.
you.
Happens to all of us.
Got you. Well, look, I kind of want to go through. I want to run through a small little history of black music. We're gonna start way back when. I don't want to. I guess I don't want to. I ain't gonna start way back when because I'm not gonna go way back. But I'm gonna start at slavery
You have to.
because we gotta talk about the Negro Spirituals for sure.
Absolutely.
I think it's ironic, but what Negro Spirituals meant is why I love music. Because you have songs about freedom, songs about survival, obviously, but they use the songs to communicate and express feelings. No matter what they were, they use the songs to express the feelings. It was a coping mechanism, but every song had substance.
Absolutely.
And it had a deeper meaning, and that's what attracts me to music. I love wordplay. I love, you know what I'm saying, when you can twist and tie. That's why that Wayne line really just like blew my mind.
Yeah. Shout out to the English majors in the world.
Yeah, shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all.
That would be me.
But I mean, those words,
to you.
That would be me.
definitely. But let's see, we got the Negro spiritual era. Obviously, we'll jump to jazz. We got Scott Joplin and ragtime. It evolved through Louis Armstrong, and he revolutionized jazz, transformed it from the ragtime to that solo based art that we know it as today. Billie Holiday, Strange Fruit, shined the light on racial injustice in the country.
Nice.
Just head on addressed lynching. It's not something that kind of happened. But I mean, huge song there. That song was actually I can't remember what publication actually called it the song of the century. In 1999.
Nice.
Then we got Miles Davis, 1950, The Birth of the Cool. That album, ironically, the East Coast West Coast rivalry started in jazz. I don't know if y'all knew that, but
That's crazy.
Miles Davis coming from the West Coast,
Thugging with musicianship.
coming through with a new type of jazz, and he called it cool jazz, and so it's definitely kind of something that you don't really realize, you know. But I think that's the beauty of it. You got Chuck Berry in the 50s. Rock and roll changed the game, and rock and roll added color to the genre. Got ripped off by Elvis. Oh, my bad. I didn't say that. Yeah, I did. Anyways,
we won't stay
moving to the early 60s. We got Motown, Hitsville, USA. Sound for the young America. You know, Barry Gordy started Motown because he was disappointed. He had a song with Jackie Wilson. The song was "Lonely Teardrops," and he was disappointed with how much he earned from that song. You know, and so they collectively understood that publishing was where the money was. So he established a record label. I can't remember the name of it. He established a record label. The next year they turned into Motown. He moved them to Detroit, and they became Hitsville, USA. Wow. So, you know, just understanding. I mean, we kind of pulled examples from these people. They understood where the money was at. Yeah. Where the money reside. Where the money reside. Please went after it. You know. So,
please don't forget us for that.
Ray Charles. Ray Charles broke the color barrier in country music. Took a stand against segregation and separation. Early civil rights movement. That boy Curtis Mayfield. My daddy put me on Curtis Mayfield.
Oh,
Curtis Mayfield and the Impressions. They had the soundtrack for the civil rights movement. One of my favorite songs, "People Get Ready." Oh, there's a trailer coming. That's my joint.
He's singing tonight.
Hey, man,
I like that.
Man, it's something about the music just make you sing, man.
It does.
My two songs.
My two songs. But then we got John Coltrane, "Love Supreme." That's Cole's favorite hour lately. That's
interesting.
I had to throw that out there. Okay. But "Love Supreme," I got that on vinyl. I actually
sophisticated.
Hey man, vinyl is one of the most authentic ways of listening to music, man. It just sounds so pure. But John Coltrane actually influenced Jimi Hendrix. Big influence on Jimi Hendrix. We move into late 60s. We had Aretha Franklin. Aretha brought gospel to the pop charts, that soulful sound. Had that church voice. Like you said, you started in the church choir. And then we move on to Sly and the Family Stone, the Ohio Players, the Elements, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Kool and the Gang.
The R&B band era.
Yeah, all those guys with that funk, the psychedelic era. We got DJ Kool Herc, turn the turntables into an instrument. The birth of scratching and mixing. Yeah. We getting into the 80s. See the year you were born. We got Michael Jackson in '83 broke the color barrier with MTV. You actually wore an MTV shirt, but broke the color barrier shirt. The color barrier shirt. You hear me? He broke the color barrier with MTV. CBS actually threatened to pull other artists from the airways if MTV continued to ignore Michael Jackson. He had dropped.
Was it Thriller?
No, by that time, what they ignored was Off the Wall. And it wasn't until Thriller that he got his love. But Off the Wall, which is my favorite MJ album.
Let's be clear, Quincy Jones.
But, I kind of want to stress now the importance, like we talked about last week, the importance of what BET was supposed to mean to us. Because, MTV completely ignored this guy. The songs he was producing, they were making guys like Bob Dylan famous. Yeah. But wasn't giving love to MJ, who, I don't think anybody can argue now is probably the greatest entertainer ever. Now, whether, I won't say if I agree with that or not. We're going to leave that alone. I'll choose Prince over MJ anyway.
Yeah, 2 cents. Go ahead.
But moving on to Prince. Let's talk about Prince. 84, dropped Purple Rain. The movie, the album, everything like that. I don't know if y'all knew this, but Purple Rain is what got us parental advisory stamps on albums.
Really?
It was.
I can imagine. It was pretty.
Darling
racy.
Nikki was the song that did it. Darling Nikki. And guess who's the one who pushed for it? I don't know if y'all knew this. It was Tipper Gore. His name sounds familiar because it's Al Gore's wife.
I was about to say, that sounds like somebody we know.
Al Gore's wife formed a group called the Parents Music Resource Center, and they pushed to get parental advisory Stickers on albums.
Wow. We aren't against those
mainly pop and mainly hip hop and rock albums.
Of course,
right.
We aren't against those thugs.
But bring us in the era of late '80s NWA.
Yep.
How did I get there?
I'm not dealing with you, bro. But NWA, Chuck D said they were the CNN for black people.
They are.
The media called what they were doing gangster rap, but they defined it as reality rap because this is the reality of what's going on in Compton, California, which was really big. You know, obviously they had the
everywhere.
song. They had the song "Fuck the Police."
Yeah.
You know, which is you know.
I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
But it's crazy that song united Bloods and Crips. That song united enemies. I mean that song, the things that they were able to do, genuinely brought enemies together. You know what I mean? So their influence is insane. 1989. Shout out to 1989. Greatest year ever. March 29th is the greatest day ever of 89 because that's when I was born.
Debatable.
Nobody's talking. But James Brown in 89 became the most sampled artist of all time. If you think about it, James Brown.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you know, you hear James Brown tracks in everybody's music. Early 90s, 92. Let's talk about Whitney. Number 5.
Greatest voice ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whitney.
We're not going to talk about that.
I mean,
we're not going to talk
about that because I feel like you're going to make me mad tomorrow.
That's a whole nother show.
Sounds like a group text.
Yeah. We'll definitely talk about that. But the number 5 greatest selling album of all time, Whitney Houston. Can anybody name it?
Say what now?
Number 5 greatest selling album of all time.
The number 5 by Whitney Houston?
Yeah, the number 5 album of all time was sang by Whitney Houston. What's the album?
Waiting to Exhale.
No.
The Bodyguard?
The Bodyguard.
Well, she only did soundtracks, and those were probably the best well put together.
But I mean, it stayed for a record, like her song, you know.
I Will Always Love You.
How she stole it from Dolly Parton. When I say steal, I mean that ain't Dolly's song no more.
She stole it.
That's Whitney's. Anybody who says I'm gonna sing "I Will Always Love You" by Dolly Parton, you know what? Exit stage left because that's not Dolly's song.
We're not listening to that.
That's Whitney's song. But that's
and it better start a cappella.
It better.
I'm just singing it in my head, listening to you talk about it, and I'm just like,
that song is amazing. But that song stayed for what was a record 14 weeks at number 1. Obviously that got passed. Who passed it? Anybody know?
I don't know.
A bunch of people passed it, but I think doesn't Boys II Men have the
not my favorite R&B group of all time.
Don't they got the number 1 song?
I'll Make Love to You.
I don't remember what it is.
That should be it.
We gotta look that up.
That song has played a bunch of times.
Yeah, we gotta look it up. But that album,
Mike, that's what you could be doing.
Mike got other things.
Shout
out to Mike.
I'm just
Mike
playing,
got a whole
producer.
job description, and that's not in it.
Mike, it's okay to curse
I know,
her
Mike.
out. It's okay if you want to curse her out.
I just figured. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it's okay if you want to curse her out.
That's not what I meant.
But The Bodyguard went on to sell 40 million copies. We got Tupac, 95, made hip hop poetry. That boy Pac was just speaking knowledge. And then when he dropped Dear Mama, love letter to his mom. Obviously we got 99. We got Jay-Z. Obviously he was around, but real big for independent artists. Independent, he was independent when he dropped Reasonable Doubt.
Came into the game now.
And by the end of the decade, Rockefeller was it. You know, they were it, and he kind of changed the game of what was possible.
Absolutely.
Definitely. And then early 2000s, we got that boy Nelly. Nelly introduced a brand new sound, put Air Force Ones on the map. Country Grammar was the 9th hip hop album to go diamond.
Yeah,
that man sold a lot of records.
He really has,
and really only from the first 2 albums is really what
that's all he needed.
You know, he did Country Grammar and Nellyville.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah.
So we're kind of moving to the question: what benefit has black music contributed to society? Obviously, it's a lot of
connectivity.
How you mean?
It bridges the gap. Like it makes people speak about something. It's the easiest way to make you listen to me.
It's controversial.
It's provocative.
It keeps the people going.
We gotta say that every week.
That's 2 episodes in a row.
It's the truth though.
But no, I actually think it's controversial, and so it they speak about things that affect change. The fact that Kendrick Lamar, when he dropped All Right,
oh yeah,
my guns might blow, but we gonna be all right.
Mm-hmm.
And he's really was speaking to how we were feeling, like, bro, but it was. I think a lot of people don't understand. A lot of times, music is an expression. We put it in music, so we don't actually do it in real life.
Nah, for real.
Yes.
You know what I mean.
I agree.
And you kind of express how you feel, and you're able to speak about it. But we're not really just gonna go out there and do wild stuff. I think for me, it's the freedom of expression.
Okay.
In music, it provides hope, relatability. I think music is a source for mental health. Because when you're going through things, and you can put on a track that tells you how you feel, you can instantly relate to it. Like, somebody feels me. When you're going through a breakup and you throw on that "Doing Just Fine" by
Boys II Men.
Boys II Men. You know what? I just found out today that "Overjoyed" by Stevie Wonder is a breakup song.
Really?
Go listen to it. He's talking. He's basically talking about.
I shall not.
He's basically talking about. But he's basically in the song. He's talking about. He's trying to convince this girl not to break up with him. You don't love me, but maybe you too could be overjoyed over love of me. And it was like I was listening to it on the way over because I've been listening to songs with Kid Love. But yeah, he's we gotta. But I think one of the main issues with black music, I won't say issues. I mean, when I say issues, I mean what other people have issues with. Is I think that it doesn't fit in one box. Black music doesn't fit in one box. That's why it's controversial. I know Chris always talks about how there's so many different genres within rap, within hip hop. There's so many different types.
And I've never thought about it that way.
I didn't either until he told me that. Like, there's so many different types of rap. You got mumble rap. You got conscious rap. You got.
I'm really upset that there's a genre
some
called
mumble rap.
Whole genre.
But I think,
I
think with hip hop, people censorship is an issue. Personally, I think in certain regards we censor too much. Like, I mean, that's my 2 cents. Obviously, do y'all feel like censorship is used in excess, especially when we talk about the hip hop industry?
I think censorship is used in excess because, especially pertaining to hip hop, because this is still an art form. It's still a form of expression. And sometimes, and I get into conversations specifically with my mom because she's older and she hates rap. But I get into conversations with her when I'm trying to educate her, and I say, hey, all you hear is the cuss words, but listen to the lyricism, listen to the story, listen to what the artist is trying to tell you in the process of story. Yeah. Because when you read books, when you read a book by Eric Jerome Dickey, somebody like that, right?
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. They may be very descriptive in their text about what they're talking about, and they may include a lot of profanity, but at the end of the day, you're so into that story that you don't care. You negate the profanity. Why can't we do the same thing with hip hop sometimes?
I gotta tell you a story real quick. I was working at this place. It's the largest retailer.
Do we have to do that?
Say the name.
Do we have to do
that? I just want to say I was working there. I had this guy who was my boss, who was not the manager. He was under the manager. For all intents and purposes, I tell the story all the time. He was racist. It's cool. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. He was racist. It's so many stories I could tell you to express how he was racist. But I would tell this story because it has to do with music. So look, we're going into a meeting one day, and this was at the time where the coloring book came out. Shout out to Chance for the coloring book. But the coloring book came out, and on the coloring book there's a song called "Same Drugs." At the time, I didn't know it was a cover. Chance actually covered that. That wasn't a Chance track.
Really?
It was actually some girl. It was actually I can't even tell you who it was, but he actually put it on a playlist that he did, and he put on Apple Music. He actually put it on a playlist, but it's by some girl. But the song is, we don't do the same drugs no more. And the way it tells the story of Peter Pan and Wendy, and I took it as Chance telling about Chicago, Windy City.
Yeah.
And he's talking about we don't do the same drugs no more. Like, I've gone, I've come back, and Chicago's not the same. anymore.
Makes sense.
And so I was really hip. I was like, damn, this is a dope song, right? So I'm like singing the song, and they were like, man, like, what are you singing? And we walking to the meeting. He was like, probably some rap song. And I was just like,
Right there.
And I was like,
I'm mad.
Just off the rip. And I was like, why would
Big
you think
time.
it's just rap? Like I listen to all kinds of music, and he was just like, I listen to rock, I listen to country, I listen to rap. He was like, rap is not it's not music, it's not blah blah blah. And I was like, what? Like, there's so much creativity in hip hop. Like, what are you talking about? And he was like, it's just not music. I don't like it. This is this. And I was like, I said, so insert name. Who is your favorite artist? Like, what are you listening to? He was like, I listen to Guns N' Roses and AC/DC, and I was like, man, how you gonna say that's music and rap is not? And he was like, it's just not. It's just they don't talk about anything. I said, okay, and I'm gonna read you what I quoted. I quoted to him. I said, back in the back of a Cadillac, number one with a bullet. I'm on a power pack. Yes, I'm in a bang with a gang. They gotta catch me if they wanna hang, 'cause I'm back on track. I'm leading the pack. Nobody's gonna get me on another rap. So look at me now, making my play. Don't try to push a look. Just get out my way.
Oh, he sounded like he was gonna murder something.
And I said,
bars.
Yeah.
Bar. And I was like, how can you tell me that's not art? That's not creativity. And he was like, see, that doesn't even make any sense. And I said, you know what? I'm glad you said that. Because that's an AC/DC song. That's not hip hop. That's AC/DC. Your favorite group, my guy.
Makes no sense.
Makes no sense. You just bias for no reason. Like people.
I hope you kept your job, because I'd have been pissed.
No, everybody laughed because everybody knew he was racist and he hated me. But anyway, but no, it was
I'd have been bad as hell.
But he sitting there and he just looking stupid. It's just like, bro, why would you get into this argument with me? Like, why would you do that? But
That's why I hated you.
But you just because
That's exactly why he hated. That's why I was like, I hope he wasn't mean to you, because if I was him, I'd have probably been pissed off too after you to check me like that. But I support you for what you did.
I appreciate it, but I just had to express how people just hate thing. And I think our parents have kind of done the same thing.
Oh yeah.
In a sense of when it comes to censorship, I think parents may overreact a little bit when it comes to censorship, just a little bit, because I can tell you, actually I will tell you a few stories about my childhood, but I know, Chris, you don't censor music for Maddie, like, at all. You don't censor anything. Like, explain to us why. So
I censor content. I don't necessarily censor like for lyricism. We're not gonna ride around and listen to a song where it's degrading to women, or where it's overly sexual, or where I feel like the content is not something that she needs to hear. But we will ride around and listen to a song that we both like, and if they just so happen to drop a few cuss words in it, it's okay. You have a conversation with your child, hey, this is the way that you are to talk when you're in front of people, and blase, and all that good stuff. And you set the expectation. That's your job as a parent. It's not the artist's job to raise your child through their music. Now, I do feel like you should censor some content. So, for example, we're not gonna ride in the car and listen to WAP. You know what I'm saying? But
there's some hoes in this.
Right.
First of all, whoever made that track, they are really good.
Now that's not me. That's not me taking a shot at that track. For anyone who may feel that way, I'm not taking a shot, but I'm just saying I'm not gonna ride around listening to that with her in the car because of the content of the song.
Absolutely.
But I might ride around and listen to, Me Against the World with her, or, Nothing Was the Same. And if Drake cussing, he just cussing. But the
next time play Ambitious as a rider, because that's the position she's in. She's a rider.
We gonna play that before we go to basketball practice on Saturday.
Oh,
she probably gonna hoop.
Yeah,
she gonna hoop.
The track that used to get me hype.
Get it going.
The track that used to get me hype. I listened to it before every game. When I was on JV. For that 1 year, I know it. I gotta make it clear. I gotta make it more than 1 year. I gotta make clear. I didn't play more than 1 year on JV.
Tell them it wasn't your junior year.
It wasn't my junior year. Just so y'all know.
It was mine.
But Splurge
Definitely
off of Nellyville by Nelly. That used to get me hyped. That was my joint.
Really?
Yeah, it was my joint. But
interesting.
Yeah, but I feel like you should censor in some ways. I'll tell you why. When I was a kid, I got a couple of James Evans ass whoopings for a couple of things. First thing was, let's go back to, when did Freak Me come out?
Oh my God.
That silk joint.
94, 93?
Okay, so that would have come first. So look, I
could be wrong,
I used to sing that song. You know,
imagine.
And look, for all intents and purposes, I'm probably a dad of probably about 3 or 4 walls, because I used to get walls pregnant. Yeah, I used to. Bad
visual.
I used to be on them walls and let me lick you up and down.
Oh my God.
Grinding on them walls. All right, so
you're horrible, bro.
But I mean, it was a track. I didn't know nothing. I just knew when people, you would see people. It's kind of like now when people hear songs and they start to twerk. As a little kid, you see them, it's like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do when this song comes on.
Mm-hmm.
So you would see people, and so I'd be on the walls, just not doing my poor man's version of a gyration.
Right.
And so I get in trouble over that. So let's move on to 1996.
Okay.
West Side Connection. Bow down when you come to Motown.
Shout out to the love of my life, Ice Cube.
She's in love with Ice Cube, and I have no O'Shea Jackson.
O'Shea Jackson.
But West Side Connection came up. So look, so check it. I was at my cousin's house. I was at my cousin's house, and my older cousin is 6 years older than me. Shout out to Jonathan, by the way. But he was listening to the West Side Connection. And so, me and his brother Josh were just listening, and, we just quoting, one of the lines on Bow Down, he said something like, on your knees, butt naked, please. Well, he was talking about holding somebody up, you know what I'm saying? And so, we just thought it was funny. We would say it. But I'm riding in the car with my mom, and on that album, on the West Side Connection, there's a pledge. And they go, I pledge allegiance to the rag of United West Side Connection. And so I didn't get to say anything else. I still remember the place to this day. But I said, I pledge allegiance to the rag. And I was like,
yeah. That was a good chop.
And mama caught me with the backhand. And was like, what rag you pledge allegiance to? I was like, bro, I have no idea what that means.
Good job.
But
you became a better man.
I bet I ain't never said that again.
Because you became a better man since then.
Again. And then let's go to 1999.
Okay.
Cisco, Unleash the Dragon. There's a song on there called I Got to Get It. And
I got to get it.
The track used to jam, right? But the part, and I told y'all this the other day when I said in the song he says, I kiss the lips under your navel.
Oh my God, yes he does.
Yes
he does.
I bet I go where he won't go. And I used to sing that top of my lungs. I had no idea.
Fred, how could you not hear? The man put out the thong song to begin with.
I'm 10 years old. I don't know. What lips under the navel are you talking about? I have no. I know what a navel is.
So we just gonna pretend like you never accidentally just ran across the squiggly lines.
Not at all.
Look,
10 years that went by, not once,
bro. But I didn't know they was called lips, bro. I just
that would make sense.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
And so that's the thing. So when you
knew the basics,
I knew there was something down there that I was supposed to be attracted to. I knew that, but I didn't know.
I didn't. Your life.
You know what I'm saying? But
nah, for real.
But what
I can't.
Look at Chris. But no, but when he says, I kiss the lips under your navel, I go where he won't go, and I was just like, I used to sing it like, I got to get it, just let me hit it. I kiss the lips.
I don't
want to
know the side of you, man.
But I had no idea. You know what I'm saying? So I used to sing that to the top of my lungs. Had no idea. You know what? So I got
too much.
And I got whoopings for this. So you know what?
As you should.
Let me say to my older brother Chad, thank you for all the whoopings I got due to music I listened to. Thank you, sir. Unleash the Dragon, definitely a dope Cisco album, but
wow.
I got plenty of whoopings over there. So I mean, I think
hilarious.
since we kind of overreact, because obviously I don't know what that means, and I think that's where you kind of get it from. You kind of take, hey, you don't say this, you don't say these things in front of other people, but you definitely don't know. I mean, at least I did. I think kids today are a little bit more advanced.
Beyond, because they have Google.
They got social media.
Real.
They got Google. They have access that we didn't have.
But all we had was Yahoo.
They also have shorter attention spans because they have access to so much. So whereas we may have been directly affected by something that we really listened to back then, they may hear something one time and they won't hear it again for 3 months. It's not the same effect. Like the songs that were so deeply impactful for us, for these kids, they on TikTok. So they new song every 30 seconds.
Right,
so they're not being controlled and inspired by music the way that we are.
Chicken wing. I was like, bro, I'm so shut up. Like, I'm not gonna hear that. and you know what it reminds me of? This is the song that never ends. I'm like, bro, shut up.
My friend.
Like,
some people started singing, and I know it.
Bro, chill.
Then they kept on singing.
Bro, chill.
Okay, I'm done. I used to love that song.
I did lamb chop.
I used to love that song.
But you know,
Dude started singing.
I was that kid that used to sing it, and it never ended.
Clearly.
That was me.
Clearly.
You know what? You know what? Shout out to your mama for not killing you, because I definitely would have got you up out of here. But no, let's talk about now. Let's talk about race in the industry. Let's talk about we talk about censorship, and the what comes to mind is Eminem's verse on Renegade, and he talks about censorship, and which is
the best thing.
I'm supposed to be a role model, and
that's what makes that song so important to me. I didn't mean to cut, but that's what I wanted to let you know. Like, that's what makes that song so important to me, which is why I feel that Jay's verse shouldn't be considered to be as washed. The more we say that his verse shouldn't, Eminem killed him on it. No, he didn't, because the thought process was based on censorship.
Yeah,
Hove is really
washed him.
Hove did not get washed.
Hove did not get washed. They were talking about two totally different content.
Whose fault is that?
They were talking about two totally different.
Whose fault that was? I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why he got washed. Because that's the song that turned me on to hip hop. That song turned me on hip hop, and it wasn't Jay's verse. It was M's verse, because it was M who was talking.
So let's be clear.
Since I'm in a position to talk to these kids and they listen, I ain't a politician, but I kick it with them a minute.
Do you fools just listen to music, or do you just skim through it?
It was dope.
You skim through it
because he was influenced by the ghettos you ruined.
He was talking
the same dudes you gave nothing.
Come on.
He made something
out of nothing.
Come on, Nee.
Okay, look.
Like, you need to relax, bro.
But
like, you gotta give.
I was
people
10.
Need to give.
I was 10. I need to hear him saying he was talking to these kids.
Now you 200.
When you were a child, you thought like a child.
Come
on.
on.
You were a man. Go back and listen to that.
Give us that gospel.
Okay.
Come on, that gospel.
Now here's the reality. If that's the truth, Jay has since that song, Jay has never dropped a track on anybody's anything without hearing their verse first.
That's bullshit.
That's facts. That is why if you go back to "Never Let Me Down" by Kanye on the College Dropout,
not gonna reference that bullshit.
That is why Jay came back with a second verse, because Jay dropped his verse first. Kanye came with one of his best Kanye verses ever, and Jay came back at the end.
What about the Diamonds remix?
What about it?
What you mean? What about it? That's one of Jay's best verses.
Because he heard Kanye verse first.
Bullshit.
Anyway.
You do know the track. Have you ever referenced to the end of that track?
I'll give you
that same album.
I'll give you another example.
Yo, fuck you, Kanye, first and foremost, for making me do this shit. Like, he said that.
I'll give you another example.
So I don't think that's the truth.
I'll give you.
I don't think that's the truth.
I'll give you another example. Another example.
I get real passionate about Hope.
Would it be Mr. Carter? How he listened to Wayne's verse, he came back and watched Wayne on verse. No, he watched Wayne, but then Wayne had to come back with a second verse because he was like, "You're not gonna watch me on my own."
And I will be the person to say that I dislike that second part of Wayne.
It's cool.
Coming back
I will be also.
I love that part.
Send us out this.
I like the way it came back.
Send us out. This is my 2 cents. I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna move on. J. Cole watched Jay-Z on Stars Born. Anyway, moving on. So let's talk about race.
He ain't have no choice.
I can't wait to text y'all.
If he didn't, he wouldn't have a career. He wouldn't have wanted to hear the rest. Who is this light-skinned guy on the song with you?
I said we was moving on. Let's talk about race. Let's talk about Eminem.
I'm texting you a bunch of hate stuff.
We got Eminem. We got Macklemore. We got Mac Miller. We got Justin Timberlake. There's others, but we're going to talk about those guys. Not really those guys, but just say the society hype non-black artists in black music.
Absolutely, we did.
Because I'm not a fan of Eminem. I don't think anything he says is of substance.
But you thought he was.
I'm appalled.
No,
Never mind.
that
I'm appalled.
Never. But you do
That
know
turned
that
you on to hip hop, but you're not a fan.
and
That
Jay
verse.
hired him again to
Yeah.
produce a song on his very last album.
that verse is on like that
A
song is what attracted me to me.
I'm
That
done
don't
with
mean
you.
that
Yes.
Eminem is the greatest savior ever and or whatever.
But-
Because
Nah,
dude
but how can
be
you not be a fan though?
I mean, I'm not a. It's just like people be putting him in top 5, bro. He's not that.
Yeah, he is to some.
He is to some.
Lyrically,
I mean,
bro,
lyrically
his
he can
first
be.
3 albums.
But I'm not
Why
gonna
y'all
support
defending
that.
him like y'all had him in y'all top 5?
We didn't.
But
But that's the
Exactly.
point.
I'm
So-
defending people that have him in
You know
their
what?
top 5.
We're
But look,
speaking for
speaking
the
for
people.
them,
Okay,
that
I don't
that
want.
out
I
here.
don't want to bash Eminem, but I talk about this when I was working in a store and this lady said she would not let her kid. She happened to be a Caucasian lady. She would not let her kids
CD
listen.
Karen.
She would not let her kids listen to.
Did you call her a CD
store
Karen?
Karen.
But she would not. She would not let her kids listen to any rap music unless it was Macklemore or Mac Miller. And I was so bored trying to sell this lady this Mac Miller
so
CD. This was
terrible.
2013, and I'm like, lady, you realize he talking about suicide and drugs, and you good with
That's
that,
so terrible.
but because I talk about living in the hood and having a gun, you
And
like.
getting out of it.
Well, how you choosing to
I ain't trying to
censor?
hear that.
You have no idea what these people are saying. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They actually Macklemore released a commercial track, but on the album he was talking about regular stuff. So I was just people really overhype how J. Cole said, I'm gonna go to the awards this year,
Yeah.
watch what is it?
I don't
Iggy
know.
win the Grammy while I try to crack a smile because
Yeah.
we knew Iggy Azalea
It
was
was-
going. We hype these people, and I mean, I blame T.I. for putting her out there because she ain't have no talent. That chick was trash. But you put her out here,
She looked decent.
she looked decent,
apparently.
and that actually brings us to the gender roles in
Yeah.
in music. That is important. We talk about gender roles, how for women, talent isn't enough. I know we kind of skipped over race. We can talk about that, at another day. But gender roles, how talent isn't enough. Your bars aren't enough.
Right.
You gotta look a certain way.
Right.
We talked about it last week with the hypersexuality. I did that same last week.
Hypersexuality.
That
Hypersexuality. Yeah.
hypersexualizing women
Yeah.
in the industry, and we talked about Big Lotto. We talked about those Meg and those
Yeah.
guys, but when you talk about a talent perspective of those Cardi, Meg, Mulatto,
Yeah.
and you talk about Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Rhapsody is.
I'm definitely listening to a Rhapsody record before I
my
listen
gosh.
to the other
Like
ones.
I'm listening to Rhapsody well before that. Her last album, Eve, conceptually, how every song is named after a powerful
Yes.
black woman, including Eve,
Including
Eve. But how she bought Queen Latifah out of retirement.
Oh
for a
my
track.
God, that was
How,
a great track.
How she had features from everybody. The album was probably conceptually up there with Damn by Kendrick. Those are two.
Yeah.
And conceptually, those are three of the greatest albums for me personally.
Okay, cool.
But we don't give her the same credit we give Meg and those people who are making. We're talking about WAP and all those other songs. I mean,
I know what you're talking about, friend.
but I mean, it's rough. Even outside of hip hop, we can talk about Kelly Price. Let's talk about Jasmine Sullivan. Until this last album, Hotels. By the way, great album.
I think it was well put together.
It was very well put
yeah.
together. But this is her first album that I guess people related to. But she's been making great music for years.
She has.
And she's not gotten the love.
She has.
And did she change her body? I'm asking this question because I don't know. Or
I've never looked at her body, and that's a very honest
did
statement.
she? I mean, I'm not sure.
I don't care if she did or didn't. She's always looked the same to me from the neck up because
Right,
all I've heard was her voice.
But it's like Kelly Price had to leave and go into gospel. And then she loses pounds and then she comes back.
But she came in to defend Kelly Price. I think Kelly Price came in at a real controversial time when a lot of the artists, especially during the 80s and 90s, were doing all of it. 'Cause even though we know Ray Charles did it first, but they were bridging that gospel thing. Shout out to the Clark sisters too, who were bridging that
right.
that gospel stuff into.
We can't say it without mentioning Kurt Franklin, because I
Stomp.
I think our era. I mean, I know this is kind of off what we're talking about, but in our era, people hated Kurt Franklin. Like people in my church hated Kurt Franklin.
I love Kurt.
You know, but
I love Kurt Franklin because he was a songwriter.
But the irony of it is Kurt put young people on gospel music. We wasn't listening to gospel music before that. I wasn't listening to the stuff that y'all. I wasn't.
I
do
know one gospel song from the back then.
You know, but I remember being in.
But you're right.
I remember being in choir practice as a kid when Melodies from Heaven came out, and we was all singing it, and you was just like, he really connected with the youth, and y'all mad at this man for bringing us to gospel music. I've never understood that. Yeah. But
my favorite gospel artist is Fred Hammond, just so we clear.
I mean, Fred did the same thing essentially. I mean, he was just a little bit older.
What's your favorite gospel song? Never mind.
He's my favorite
song. Favorite gospel song, I'll tell you, it's easy. My favorite gospel song is "I'm Gonna Be Ready" by Yolanda Adams. That song has been played. It was played at my grandpa's funeral, my grandma's funeral. Shout out to my cousin TK for singing it. But that is nice. Anytime, like I'm telling you, anytime I'm having a little moment and I'm finna like go into some tears, I will put that track on.
I have two.
Like, to this day.
I have two. One of mine is by Fred Hammond, which is "Please Don't Pass Me By," and then there's a Kirk Franklin song called the Damon guy sings it. It's on the end of not Conquerors, but it's the other, not Save You More. Like I'll tell y'all another day. I just know it's on the last. It's one of the last tracks.
Got you.
Tomorrow is a brand new day. Don't worry about it. I'll just tell y'all another day. Don't worry about it.
Man, you know what? I was in the car last week, right? And I actually pushed shuffle.
More than a Conqueror. That's it.
I pushed shuffle on a gospel playlist. So I got two. One of them is Precious Lord, Take My Hand, but it depends on who sings it.
Right.
Because that song can really be distorted depending on who sings
right.
it. But Never Would Have Made It by Marvin Sapp came on, and it brought tears to my eyes.
Yeah.
Because it was funny because in college we used to like have fun with that song. You know, it would come on at parties. Like,
right.
Legit would be the last song at a party. The lights would come on and everybody.
That's when you knew it was time to go.
Right. But just as an adult, that song literally brings tears to my eyes sometimes.
Never would have made it. And
the Misfit has a soft side.
The Misfit has a soft side.
I won't complain.
It's just the way he came on. I'm sorry.
And Misfit had to repent.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
I respect
on
that,
this.
friend.
Thank you.
But,
I respect that, man.
But you know what? We could literally talk about music
for hours.
Hours. You know, for 30 hours. That's the Kanye joint.
Which one?
That was on Life of Pablo.
That's the one album I didn't listen to.
I
gotta take him. That's
his worst album.
Scared to commit. See, stuff like that. Scared to commit right there. I did not listen to the Life of Pablo.
But it has its bright spots. It's just
y'all can shoot me. I'm okay with that.
You know what made that album trash?
I wouldn't say.
I did like the album, but you know what really just upsets you when you think about it? The first track was like,
I don't know.
And if I F this model and she just bleached her asshole, like, Kanye, what are you talking about?
And it was at that moment that we knew
something was
never
wrong.
Gonna be the same again.
Never gonna be the same. Well, look,
what does that even mean, bro?
Look, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
You're right. I forgot about this song.
And I get bleached on my T-shirt, and I'm gonna feel like an asshole, bro. Well, okay, all right. Look, we definitely gonna go ahead. We gonna go ahead and wrap. I think we have to continue the music conversation. Like we gotta do another episode about this music episode, but we definitely want to wrap it up. 2 pennies for thought. We're gonna highlight. Like I said, granted, we've been highlighting kind of unknown black figures.
I love your T-shirt. By the way.
Thank you. I love my blackness. I don't remember.
Bless you.
I do, but I don't want to say Amazon. It was Amazon. But anyway, we're gonna talk about a few different people. First person we'll talk about will be Claudette Colvin. Let's talk about Claudette Colvin. Claudette Colvin, 9 months before Rosa Parks refused to give her a seat to a white passenger on a bus in Montgomery, a 15-year-old Claudette Colvin did the same. On March 2nd, 1955, Colvin was taking a bus home from high school when the driver opened ordered her to give up her seat. She refused, saying she paid her fare and it was her constitutional right. She was then arrested by 2 officers. She later became a main witness in the federal lawsuit of Browder versus Gale, which ended segregation in the public transportation of Alabama. So Claudette Colvin for sure is someone we may not know about. We also have Dr. Rebecca Lee Crumpler. Dr. Crumpler was the first African-American woman physician in the United States, born in 1831. Dr. Crumpler first worked as a nurse in Massachusetts between 1852 and 1860. She was accepted to New England Female Medical College and earned an MD in 1864. She practiced medicine in Boston and Richmond, Virginia, primarily working with the poor and who had limited access to medical care. In 1883, she published a renowned book of medical discourses in 2 parts, which is believed to be the first medical text written by an African-American author, Dr. Rebecca Lee Crumpler. And also, one is really interesting. We talk about Matthew Mack Robertson, who was we always talk about Jesse Owens, but who came in second? It was actually Matthew Mack Robertson. Is best known obviously for winning that silver medal in the 1936 Olympics, where he broke an Olympic record in the 200 meters, but still finished 0.4 seconds behind Jesse Owens. And a lot of people don't know who he is, but he's actually the older brother to Jackie Robinson. So a very athletic family there. Just 2 pennies for thought. That's probably like 6 pennies. But but definitely want to make sure we give acknowledgement to our black heroes who paved the way. Black History Month. This is episode number 2 of our 4-part series. We'll be back next week. Obviously, to end as always, Sydney, 2 songs for this week. What you got for us?
I have a Prince record.
Oh.
My favorite record, which is Let's Go Crazy.
Let's Go Crazy.
Yeah,
okay.
That's my jam. I'm actually debating on my second one because y'all always make fun of me for Hove. So I'm debating on it. Or should I show my age? It doesn't matter. I'm gonna go ahead and just go with I'm gonna show my age since I was there.
Okay.
I'm gonna do Maze.
Oh.
The Look in Your Eyes.
Oh. You know what? I was at I saw a video of Maze in concert. He said, I make music for every generation.
And he does.
Yeah, he does. Chris, who you got this week?
I am going to go with Jermaine Cole. We're going to go with the Sideline Story.
Sideline Story.
And we're also going to go with one of my favorite Kendrick Lamar songs. It's long as hell, but it's worth a listen. It's called Sing About Me.
Sing About Me, okay. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with the song that made me a Jay-Z fan.
Okay.
Blueprint 3.
Yeah.
Already Home.
Hey.
I'm at home already.
HOV, I got my own lane already.
That was probably the coldest line. Like, what? Oh, stop it.
Yeah, I said that too. I was like, wait,
I'll tell you what
that
my
was
favorite.
A really good bar.
I'll tell you my favorite bar from this song.
Which one?
Actually, it was a few. It was the second verse though, when he says, they want me to sit for him, but what they admitting is they ain't got shit for him. And then he starts talking about we not in the same brackets,
not in the same league, shoot at the same baskets,
hang with the same.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
He hits all that, but just amazing. That's what I can't quote. If I could quote it, I'm gonna quote the whole song.
Oh, I will.
But
I'm not gonna do that.
I'm on the wall already. I'm a worker hard. I'm a Warhol already.
Oh, and he got one.
Stop it.
And he got one.
But no, I'm gonna go with already home. Then I'm gonna go with a Rhapsody song. Shout out to her, the album Eve. I'm gonna go with Sojourner, featuring J. Cole off of that album.
Well, that would make sense. Top 5.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
Stop it. But make sure y'all checking out this playlist. This playlist it's really shaping up to be really nicely. It just flows very well.
Yeah.
My2Centz, the playlist, volume 1.
Love it.
Definitely gotta check that out. For sure. We've had a few people grab it and try to add songs to it. That's not the way it works. You gotta be on the show.
Oh no.
No, I love y'all.
We got intruders.
Okay. They're trying to
take the official playlist.
This is threats. But yeah, definitely make sure we let everybody know about the pod. Y'all pass this on, for sure. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. My2Centz with Kevin Kegler. Can't forget the homie Sid, the homie Chris.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, follow, and subscribe. Obviously,
please,
make sure you
please
do that. Hit us on our social media, Facebook and Instagram. My2Centz podcast.
This was fun.
Yeah, we definitely got to continue this music conversation. We'll actually be back next week talking about Black love.
Black love?
Black love. We're going to have some guests.
Say what now?
We're going to have some guests next week. Definitely going to have some guests next week. We ain't going to mention, why you make that face?
I didn't know what you was doing. What we talking about?
No, we just gonna have some guests next week. We got the homie Bree.
Yeah.
We got beautiful guests next week.
Oh gosh.
Well, we see what you're doing.
All right, we see what you're doing.
see what you're aiming.
You know what?
That's
you know what?
2 cents.
You know what?
We'll see
He's trying to unleash. He got to get it.
He got to get it. Yeah. You
Free me, baby.
Walls.
That's what he gonna.
Oh, okay.
But we're gonna have Bree next week. Misfit Bree.
Yeah.
And then I may get Ashley on the show. I may. We gotta see.
Well, that sounds fun.
I'm
still gonna be here. I'm just gonna enjoy being a moderator at that point.
I actually have someone I may bring with you. We'll see. We'll talk about it. But anyway, shout out to the man behind the scenes, my boy Mike back there.
Appreciate it.
Mike.
Mike, where you at, man? You got to talk to us, man. You got to tell the people.
I know. I'm focusing on too much stuff.
He said he focuses on too much. But matter of fact, we're gonna start the next show. Mike gonna have to tell us who his type 5 is. We definitely
I'll write him down.
Diversity and inclusion.
You know what? I'm done with you.
Ain't Mike supposed to bring his gal next week?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Why y'all trying to get in Mike issues?
He said he was gonna do it.
You know what, Mike? Take us out of here before they get us in trouble.
Why would we get him in trouble?
That has been My2Centz. I don't want y'all to spend it all in one place. Shout out to the ad truck boy J Diggs. You dig?
Hey.
We out.